Hades Horror Files.
I used to think the scariest part of a Ouija board was the people playing it. The way everyone suddenly starts whispering. The way somebody always claims they felt something. The way every little coincidence becomes proof that spirits are real. That's what I believed before the night Tyler disappeared. Even now, saying his name out loud makes my stomach tighten. Because I was the last person who saw him. And because whatever answered us that night still knows mine. It happened during my sophomore year of college. 5 of us rented a house off campus because it was cheap, close to campus, and big enough for parties. The place itself looked normal during the day, but at night it always felt off. Not haunted exactly, just wrong. The floors creaked constantly, even when nobody moved. The upstairs hallway stayed colder than the rest of the house no matter how high we turned the heat up. And every now and then, usually around 2 or 3 in the morning, we'd hear footsteps above us even though the attic was completely empty. At least we thought it was. My roommates were Tyler, Jenna, Marcus, and Becca. Tyler was the kind of guy who laughed at everything. Horror movies, ghost stories, urban legends, he loved all of it. The more disturbing something was, the funnier he thought it became. So when Becca found a Ouija board at a yard sale for $5, Tyler treated it like Christmas morning. I remember Jenna immediately saying, "Absolutely not." But Tyler wouldn't let it go. "Come on," he kept saying. "It'll be funny." That's how these things always start, isn't it? Nobody expects anything to happen. That Friday night, it was pouring rain outside. The kind of heavy rain that rattles windows and makes the whole world feel isolated. Marcus had gone home for the weekend, so it was just me, Tyler, Jenna, and Becca. We were sitting in the living room drinking cheap beer while thunder rolled outside. Around midnight, the power flickered once, then again. Tyler grinned and held up the Ouija board like he'd been waiting for his moment all night. "This," he said dramatically, "is perfect." Jenna refused at first, but eventually she gave in after Tyler mocked her for being scared. That's another thing people don't talk about. Half the reason people do stupid things is because they don't want to look afraid. We set the board on the coffee table. The lights were still on, but dim. Rain streaked the windows. Thunder shook the house every few minutes. Tyler turned off the TV, and suddenly the room felt way quieter than before. Too quiet. We placed our fingers on the planchette. Tyler smirked. "All right, spirits, if anyone's here, give us a sign." Nothing happened. Becca laughed nervously. Tyler rolled his eyes. "Guess the dead are busy." Then the planchette moved. Tiny movement at first, barely enough to notice. But all 4 of us felt it. It slid slowly toward yes. Tyler's smile faded just a little. "Okay," he said. "Which one of you did that?" Nobody answered. I remember this horrible sinking feeling in my chest. Not because I believed in ghosts, because I knew I wasn't moving it. And judging by everyone else's faces, neither were they. Tyler leaned closer. "What's your name?" The planchette moved immediately this time. Eli, Jenna whispered. Tyler swallowed. "Cool. How old are you? Do you live here?" "Yes." The room got very still. Becca glanced toward the staircase leading upstairs. I noticed it too. The upstairs hallway looked darker than usual somehow. Tyler tried laughing again, but it sounded forced now. "How did you die?" The planchette stopped moving. Then suddenly it shot across the board so fast all our fingers slipped off. Drowned. At that exact second, thunder exploded outside so loudly the windows shook. Becca screamed. Tyler burst out laughing immediately afterward, but it sounded nervous, panicked almost. "All right," he said quickly. "Very funny. Which one of you pushed it?" "I didn't," Jenna whispered. "Neither did I." I looked at Becca. She looked genuinely terrified. Then we heard it. A dripping sound. Slow, rhythmic, drip, 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 coming from upstairs. We all stared toward the staircase. The sound continued, like water hitting hardwood floors. Tyler stood up first. "Probably a leak," he said. But he didn't sound convinced. None of us wanted him to go upstairs alone, so we followed him. The second we reached the top of the stairs, the temperature dropped. I mean instantly, like stepping into a freezer. My arms broke out in goosebumps. The hallway light flickered weakly overhead. And there, in the middle of the floor outside Tyler's room, was water. A puddle stretched across the hardwood floor. Fresh, dripping from somewhere above. Except there was no leak, no wet ceiling, no broken pipe. Just water, dripping steadily onto the floor from nothing. Drip, drip, drip. Jenna grabbed my arm hard enough to hurt. "Let's go back downstairs," she whispered. Then Tyler's bedroom door creaked open by itself. Slowly. Nobody touched it. I remember every single one of us freezing at the same time. The room beyond the doorway was dark, completely dark, and from inside came the sound of breathing. Wet breathing. Tyler forced a laugh again. "Okay, not funny anymore." Nobody answered him. The breathing stopped. Then something inside the room moved. A shadow crossing the darkness, fast. Tyler stepped backward immediately, and the bedroom door slammed shut so violently the hallway walls shook. Becca started crying, actually crying. We ran downstairs after that, all of us pretending we weren't panicking. Tyler kept insisting someone had to be messing with us, but I could hear fear creeping into his voice now. The rain outside got worse. Then the power went out completely. The whole house dropped into darkness. Jenna screamed somewhere beside me. Tyler turned on his phone flashlight. The beam shook in his hand. And that's when we heard footsteps upstairs. Slow footsteps. Walking across the hallway. Back and forth, back and forth. Water dripped with every step. Drip, step, drip, step. Nobody spoke and nobody moved. Then came a loud bang from the kitchen. We all jumped. Tyler swung the flashlight toward the sound. One of the cabinets hung open. Inside, every glass had shattered. I mean, every single one. Broken glass covered the counter and floor, and written in the condensation on the window above the sink was one word. Look. I didn't want to. Every instinct in my body screamed not to, but we all looked anyway. There was someone standing outside in the rain. A boy, maybe 17, completely soaked. He stood motionless near the back fence, staring directly at the house. Even from that distance, something looked horribly wrong about him. His skin looked pale gray beneath the rain, and his clothes hung off him unnaturally, like they were waterlogged. Tyler whispered, "What the hell?" Then the boy smiled, not normal smiling, too wide, his mouth stretched farther than it should have. And suddenly he sprinted toward the house, fast, way too fast. Before any of us could react, he slammed against the back door. Bang! The entire door frame shook. Becca screamed. Another slam. Bang! Then silence. Tyler aimed the flashlight through the glass window in the door. Nothing there. The backyard was empty. And then, drip, right behind us. We turned slowly. Water dripped onto the living room carpet from the ceiling. No, not from the ceiling. From someone standing on the stairs. The boy from outside stood halfway down the staircase, completely silent. Water poured off him onto the wood. His head tilted slowly to one side, and his eyes. There were no eyes, just black emptiness. Tyler shouted something and grabbed a fireplace poker. The thing on the stairs twitched violently, then rushed downward. I've never seen anything move that fast. It crossed the staircase in less than a second. Tyler swung the poker. The thing grabbed his arm instantly, and Tyler screamed, not from pain, from fear, pure terror. The flashlight flew across the room. Darkness swallowed everything again. People were shouting, furniture crashing, glass breaking, and through all of it, laughing. Wet, choking laughter. I grabbed Jenna's hand and pulled her toward the front door. Becca followed behind us, sobbing. Tyler screamed somewhere in the darkness, then suddenly stopped. The front door finally opened. Cold rain blasted us immediately. We ran. I didn't even think. We just ran into the street barefoot in the pouring rain. Jenna kept screaming Tyler's name, but I couldn't stop. Every time I looked back at the house, I thought I saw figures standing in the windows, watching us. The police came 20 minutes later. They searched the house top to bottom. Tyler was gone. No blood, no footprints, nothing. The only strange thing they found was water. Every room upstairs was soaked, as if someone had flooded the place. But there was no broken plumbing anywhere. They questioned all of us separately. Nobody believed our story. How could they? A missing college student because of a ghost from a Ouija board? It sounded insane. Tyler's parents thought he ran away. The police suspected drugs. Eventually, the case went cold. But here's the part I never told anyone. 3 weeks after Tyler disappeared, I woke up around 2:13 in the morning to the sound of dripping water in my apartment. I lived alone by then. I checked the bathroom. Nothing. Kitchen. Nothing. Then I heard it again. Drip. Drip. Coming from my bedroom closet. I remember standing there staring at the closet door while every nerve in my body screamed at me not to open it. But I did anyway. Inside the closet, the floor was soaked, and sitting in the middle of the water was the Ouija board. I had never brought it with me. I know I didn't. The planchette rested on one word. Hello. Then from somewhere behind me, a wet voice whispered, "Can we play again?"